Thanks for coming, and don't forget to let me know when there's another new shipment, okay? Alright, I'll see y'all later. Bye. Hey everybody, Sol here. I have only one rule here. If it's animated, I'll comment on it. And after an entire week of off-camera hijinks involving a three-toed sloth, scented candles, and a man made entirely out of honeysuckle, we're now in week 3 of this final February month, so let's continue this month of mediocrity with a look at the longest Final Fantasy iteration, Final Fantasy Unlimited. I really do want to tell you about my harrowing adventures with the President of Kuwait, an armadillo wielding a chainsaw, and something I can't even describe, but I know, you want to hear about Final Fantasy Unlimited, I know, but someday I'll tell you, as long as you're not, a creditor or the First Lady of Kuwait. Well now, let's take a look-see, shall we? So, Final Fantasy Unlimited is a 25-episode anime series that was produced by Gonzo, directed by Mahiro Maeda, and it aired on TV Tokyo from 2001 to 2002. The series utilizes a blend of 2D and 3D animation. Isn't that just fascinating? No, I know, not really, but anyway, let's move on from the learning into the burning with a look at this animated drug trip known as Final Fantasy Unlimited. Nailed it. Okay, now stick with me on this as I explain the plot, and no, before you ask, I haven't been on any hallucinogens for at least about a week. So, the series' basic plot revolves around Ai and Yu Hayakawa, a pair of 12-year-old twins who travel to a parallel dimension called Wonderland in search of their missing parents. After boarding a ghost train that leads into Wonderland from an abandoned Japanese subway, the twins join up with Lisa Pacifist, a member of the C2 organization and a practitioner of Keegan arts, which is basically just magic, but with a fancier name. As Ai, Yu, and Lisa search Wonderland, they find a mysterious man named Kaze, who possesses a powerful weapon known as the Ma-gun, which can be used with a substance called soil to summon mighty summons to take down his assailants. Together, Ai, Yu, Lisa, and Kaze sort of, make their way around Wonderland, fighting off the henchmen of a supposedly young boy called the Earl Tyrant, who wishes to bring all of Wonderland, as well as the Outer Worlds, under his control by utilizing the power of two destructive entities known as Chaos and Omega. Does that make any sense to you at all? Well, whether it does or it doesn't, I just have one thing to say. This plot is just tedious, to say the least. Not so much in its content, but more in its execution, where it falls back on these shonen anime tropes all the time, especially in the latter half of the series. Now, just like in most anime I review, there are too many characters for me to go into each one individually, so I'm gonna have to condense their descriptions quite a bit. And to be honest, I think that that's a good thing, because most of these characters are so grating that you're honestly gonna be thanking me for skipping over most of them. Or at least you would be, if you watched it, and you would know. Then why are you watching this review anyway? You already saw it. What the fuck you doing here? Let's start off with Ai and Yu Hayakawa. These twins go off into Wonderland in search of their parents, and almost immediately get sidetracked by stupid bullshit. But that's okay, because they packed plenty of their own stupid bullshit as well. While I can't say much for Yu, he's just a timid little boy with hardly any other discernible traits, I would very much like to talk about Ai, who's probably the most annoying little girl I have ever heard in an anime before. Imagine taking a crying baby, Carrot Top, nails on a chalkboard, and that screaming marmot thing, shoving them all into a blender, and then animating it. That's Ai Hayakawa in Shellnut. Seriously, all of her dialogue is nothing but complaining, whining, and yelling. I was this close to gouging out my eardrums with a fork, I'm not even joking. Dipper and Mabel Pines, these twins are not. Next up, there's Lisa Pacifist, a practitioner of Keegan arts who protects Ai and Yu from the dangers of Wonderland during their search for their parents. Lisa herself has her own agenda that seems to coincide with the twins' goal, but she keeps it under wraps. Lisa's okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. She's just okay. She falls smack dab in the middle area between investing and terrible that there's nothing really of note to say about her. So we'll mosey along to Kuroki Kaze, or just Kaze, an enigmatic man who suffers from token amnesia who carries the weapon called Ma-gun on his right arm at all times. Kaze barely says a word to anybody and generally just appears when the story is dragging so he can perform his repeated summoning sequence for the 20 billionth time. So right off the bat, Kaze is a complete ripoff of Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy VII. Except Vincent is actually an interesting character with a discernible backstory and some seriously badass powers. In comparison, Kaze's entire purpose is just to stand there and look cool. But if you're gonna be the dark and aloof type of character, you gotta at least do something. You know, do something. Something? Anything? Do something! Please, I'm begging you! Well, fine. Fuck you then. Yeah, in short, Kaze's about as fun and intriguing as a dead fish. As for the side characters, let me just blast through them here real quick. There's Makenshi, aka Shiroi Kumo, a swordsman who can summon creatures using mist who appears to have a strong connection to Kaze. Sid, an enthusiastic technician who is part of the Komodine resistance group that fights the creature known as Chaos. Nave, the eccentric commander of the Komodine, as well as his tomboyish lieutenant Miles. Chobi, a chocobo who is the quote-unquote comic relief. The main villain, Earl Tyrant, a being with the appearance of a young boy who's brutish and demanding, and his lackeys Fungus, Erba, Pist, and Oscar. And that's all of them, or at least everyone worth mentioning. I mean, I don't care. Do you care? I mean, clearly the creators didn't care, or else they would have put more time and effort into making their characters less irritating than trying to re-shingle a rooftop with your tongue. But anyway, let's creep along to the good stuff now, and you can rest assured, I don't have a whole lot to say here, so it's gonna be nice and quick. Oh, sorry everybody. You know, I've just been so down on the Final Fantasy franchise lately that I wanted to play one of the games in the Final Fantasy franchise that makes me happy. So, yeah, we're gonna take a look at the good things, and I'm just gonna keep playing this while we do that, because I want to be happy. So, yeah. I'm at the point in the game where Frodo is about to tell Luke Skywalker that Dumbledore is his father. I haven't played this game for a while, so I think that's what happens. Welp, let's see. Good things. Yeah, okay, I'll admit that the music in this series is pretty good. It adapts some tunes from the video games like the Chocobo theme and the classic Victory jingle, but even the original music fits the scenes and situations well and serve to drown out some of the more annoying-ass dialogue the characters spew. Also, after Ai gets her bag eaten by this fuckbrain here, she obtains what's called a Poche Pocket. I don't know what the hell it is, but goddamn do I like this little guy and its stupid little laugh. It's adorable, and it sounds like a moron, but a lovable moron. Makes me chuckle whenever it appears, and I suppose that's enough. Yes, I'm at the final boss. Like, it's been so long since I played this game, and I finally made it to the final boss. I made it! I made it! Oh. 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 Okay. Alright. Okay, alright, so it's gonna be like that, eh? You know, I don't even fucking know, alright? Well, who the fuck did that? I don't even want to know, like, I don't even want to know, you know? I don't even want to know anymore. Who shut my damn game off? I demand to know who did this horrible atrocity! How dare you do this to me, Moogle, after I saved you and your wife from that burning car? This will not stand! Now, I have way too much to say here, so I think it's time for another rendition of Sol's laundry list of bullshit, so I can properly catalog everything wrong with this series without going into a huge rant. You guys ready? Alrighty then, here we go. Number 1. What the hell, man? To put this point in the broadest, most simple way I possibly can, I will just say this. This series is fucking stupid. I know that sounds like a schoolyard insult and that I can't think of anything more intelligent to say, but there's really no need for any other descriptive phrase. It's just fucking stupid from beginning to end. And why is that? Well, number 2, the story is an incoherent mess. When the story isn't meandering around, pulling off some of the laziest Saturday morning tropes out there, it's grinding to a halt to have some ridiculous comic relief time or going in infuriating circles with its half-baked villains. Even during the second half of the series, when it becomes more focused, it takes less than 1 episode for everything to fly off the rails and descend into filler land. Yeah, imagine that. Filler in a 25-episode anime. They must have been desperate. Number 3. The animation is very bleh. Look, I get it, animation is expensive, but don't you think that in adapting your most popular franchise, you'd want to put your absolute best foot forward in the animation? Well, you're apparently dumber than you look, because the animation in this just looks bland. And not the innocent, forgivable kind of bland like Paw Patrol or Stickin' Around, but the we're not going to invest even 1 more cent than we have to kind of bland. The 3D animation is okay, nothing spectacular, but I actually have another point to make about this too. Number 4, the animation is reused way too much. Again, yeah, animation is expensive, I know, but really, the amount of recycled animation in this series is almost insulting. I'm talking like entire minutes at a time are reused in some parts. It's embarrassing and reminds me of another stupid anime I watched some time ago called Monochrome Factor. But that's a story for another day. Number 5. God damn it, shut the fuck up! I know I already mentioned this in the characters section, but it's such a huge problem that I have to mention it again. Why does have to be so annoying? It doesn't benefit the story and overall quality in any way. Did somebody not say to the voice actress, hey, maybe you want to try that again with 1 less razor blade running up and down your vocal cords? Oh, and while I'm at it, number 6. Holy piss, nuggets, crap, and Jesus, the English dub is awful. Now, normally in the thing that I review, I don't usually talk about the voice actors because I feel it breaks the flow of the review somewhat. But this time, I need to say it. I almost consider it a public service announcement. Do not, under any circumstances, watch this in English. It's amazing how horrendously some people can speak their own native language, but the English voice actors in this piece of shit take the cake, the bakery, and all of Dairy Products International with their truly monumentally awful performances. I mean, I've seen lumps of driftwood that have better elocution than these guys.
Don't you recall I told you I'd hug you to death?
So that's why you were so afraid of us not liking you when we first met on the train, huh?
It's some chocolate for you.
I am a soil missionary. By the way, my last name is Capone.
It looks like a chocobo feather.
We've been down here for too long and I want to see the sky again!
Well, you can't ask for the impossible here. On the ocean surface, selenium discharge levels are way off the charts right now.
Number 7. Why must you make me hate chocobos? I love chocobos! In the games, they're faithful companions in fighting, traversing the terrain, racing, and just being generally amusing. But Chobi, the chocobo in this load, is just fucking annoying to say the least, especially when it gets the power to do this.
Just when I thought they couldn't get any stupider.
Number 8. Don't recycle the best part of your show! I'd say the best part of the show is the various summon creatures that Kaze shoots out of the Magan. Ones like Phoenix, Ixion, Shiva, Ifrit, and others you'd recognize from the games. Well, at least by name. But at a certain point in the show, Kaze just starts reusing the same summons instead of showing off new ones, and it quickly becomes boring. After all, you have to sit through his long-ass recycled summoning sequence just to see something you've already seen before. Why must everything be so tedious? Whew. Whew, okay, I think that's enough for the list for today. Now, you guys gotta know that I'm not saying these things out of any type of genuine hate for this anime series. I don't hold any grudges against it or anything. I really am just pointing out everything I hated about it. But I'm going on a little bit long here today, so let's just move forward to my least favorite and favorite episode in this wheelbarrow of cack called a series. Now, it was pretty difficult to decide upon a least favorite episode because I hated so many of them. With that said, though, there was one in particular that really stood above the rest, and that would have to be Frog, the Smallest Great Adventure. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you probably know the status ailment known as Frog, or Toad. You know, the one that makes you unable to deal more than minimal damage and seals your ability to use any magic or special moves. Yeah, well, this episode involves Sid getting turned into a toad, and then hijinks ensue. What can I even say? It's just nothing but stupidity from very beginning to the very end. Personally, I liked it better when Regent Sid got turned into a frog in Final Fantasy IX. But anyway. Let me tell you, it was just as hard to pick a favorite episode, if not harder, because they all were just so... Ugh. But, you know, I feel I have to choose one, so I guess I'm gonna have to go with Kaze, the Glory of Life. Oh, and, spoilers, everybody, if you care. In this episode, well, everything has come to a head. Things are revealed about the characters, and the creature known as Chaos finally emerges. The reason this is my favorite episode is because it's the last episode of the series, meaning that I was done with this crapfest after it concluded. Hey, in this world, you gotta be grateful for small miracles. Final Fantasy Unlimited just feels so slapdash in so many aspects of it. You would think at this point they would try to put some more care and love into their most popular franchise, but nah, it's just a barely coherent mess of a story with ear-bleedingly irritating characters, mediocre animation quality, and a droning effect that leaves you proverbially flaccid. This was the last attempt from Square Enix to make a Final Fantasy anime, and to be perfectly frank, I don't blame them. I give Final Fantasy Unlimited half an eye out of 5. So, Final Fantasy Unlimited. Is it watchable? Is it enjoyable? Is it memorable? So, we got one more week in this month of Final February, and I'm starting to feel a little bit desperate. Can't the heavens give me at least one halfway decent piece of Final Fantasy animation and it doesn't suck monkey titties? What the hell's that? Well then, let's see what this one has to offer. The series utilizes a blend of 2D and 3G. 3G. I talk too much about cell phones. And a man made entirely out of honeysuckle. We're now in Fuck. So let's continue this month of mediocrity with a fuck. Oh, this is taking forever. Doesn't suck monkey titties! Okay, that was a little too high. The animation and it doesn't suck monkey titties! Jesus, oh my! Want to stay up to date with the latest EyeofSol news? You can follow me on Twitter as well as on Facebook at twitter.com/EyeofSol299 and facebook.com/EyeofSol. I update them every day, so if you want to check out news on the show as well as updates, just follow the links here. Hey everybody, thanks a ton for watching my Final Fantasy Unlimited review. If you could like this video as well as share it and subscribe to my channel, that would make me happy as a toad in a barrel of salt or something. I don't even know, it would make me happy, definitely. If you want to see the previous 2 Final February episodes, you can click the annotations playing on the video right now. Or if you want to check out my various social media sites, you can see my links to my Twitch channel, Twitter page, and my Facebook fan page there on the screen for you, as well as in the description. If you have an idea for an animated series or movie you want me to comment on, you can leave me a message in the YouTube comments on any one of my social media sites, or just let me know in any way you can think of to let me know what you want to see, and I will add it to my list. Alright? Thanks again for watching, everybody, and I will see you next week for the last episode in Final February.